Hi, welcome back, people. Again, I'm going to show you I'm wearing this Nancy Schaffer t-shirt. I wish I could show you the back of it because it has her quote in there, which is very, very, very important. So if you're watching this video and you relate to anything that I just said, I'm just going to ask you, please just share the video. Okay? I'm hoping to extend my personal experience as stretching out my arms to you in hope. Because at the end of the day, through it all, the only thing I have to go on is prayer. And it's time for me to expect that other people who are also going through these situations and are putting their faith and trust in Jesus Christ, that we can come together united in the body of Christ through prayer. That this petition becomes so heavy that God will answer our prayer. If you're watching any of my other videos, you understand how much I believe that God is listening. So to take this another step further and start finally processing the things that I've endured and gone through, I'm going to share with you that God has shown me the reason why the doors are shutting everywhere. And I mean everywhere, okay? Even in my town. Years after the things that I've gone through and having to talk about report crime against children, there's hundreds of cases covered up by our detectives. Okay? It's in the newspaper. First, the report said thousands of cases. At the end of the year, the report says hundreds of cases. And if you're following the work of the honeybee, she's even showing you how that little tiny bit of a difference in when people make reports, just that little bit, is the cover-up. It's the key to the cover-up. This is extremely vital in understanding when we are researching these things. We're just not sitting around complaining to you. We are doing diligent research. Not only are we experiencing these things firsthand, our research is so diligent that we're finding that little bit that has taken the matter from two truths and a lie. We're trying to look for the lie. There's a reason to look for the lie, okay? Because it's proving the pattern and the consistency of covering up crime. Okay? Whether it's covering up the crime by the numbers, covering up the crime by who are the perpetrators, such as the case of what the honeybee was showing you, that whatever it was that she was showing you, the original article said something that it was like Child Protective Services that was the culprit. Then they've changed it to like they didn't know who it was, you know? Okay, so it's a miracle that these stories even get published, okay? Because, and here is another layer and level about all of this injustice, okay? People are put on gag orders. And I mean everyone. Mothers, fathers, parents, children. And especially journalists. So let's look at the most extreme case. Do you know who Siebel Edmonds is? Okay? She is an ex-FBI agent. Oh, son It's high traffic time. The things that she needed to report to her superiors. Okay, see how I'm trying to connect the dots about when you have a problem, you have to go up the chain of command. So it doesn't matter where you exist, in what realm you are existing in, or what genre of an agency. It doesn't matter. It's the process is the same. You have to file this report and go up the chain. Okay? What they're saying about Siebel Edmonds is that she's like the most gagged person in America. So, I mean, can you imagine being a whistleblower, going up against the giant, the FBI? And then at the end of the day, it's not just the FBI, you know? That's the point of it all. Now, you're going up against, what? She was involved in the ACLU? The ACLU couldn't help her? You know, attorney generals were trying to get at her. So I'm gonna pause while I get a coffee. All right, so again, all I can do is give you examples of how extreme the research is that I've looked into. These are extreme testimonies. So as I'm processing and trying to look for solutions all by myself, you know, and I'm throwing it out there and I'm reaching out to you to try to help you work with me. Let's brainstorm about some of these things. Let's look at the bigger picture. Because for me, it's important that I do know my enemy. It's important that I look to see how big the giant is. Okay, so another example is Aaron Swartz. You got to look into his documentary. I want to say it's called The Internet Boy. And I'm sure I have this information in one of my playlists, if not Pedogate, I don't know. Maybe I will start a new playlist. Okay, but he is a brilliant prodigy. He was a young child. Eventually he became, married in his 20s, but he is responsible for being co-creator of RSS feed and Reddit. He was a very smart man, and he had a wonderful family around him. And it's in my heart and soul, it's my belief that the thing that he was discovering wasn't just about this downloading information for free from MITT. Okay, somebody did some work showing that the information he actually had was connected to Pizzagate and Pedogate that he was trying to reveal. And the reason I believe it is just because of the timing of its release in my path. For me to see this, it's about the timing. Not only is it about the timing, it's also about looking at the pattern and the severity of the overzealous prosecuting that occurred from the Department of Justice, all the way from the top, from the Attorney General, from literally men in black going outside of his home and spooking him. Okay, these are patterns that happen. We know this now because we're seeing this with the whole Clinton Foundation and the election process and people just getting murdered left and right. Julian Assange's lawyer was murdered. Thank God for Julian Assange. Julian Assange is the one who is, responsible for the WikiLeaks. We wouldn't be discussing these matters about Pedogate and Pizzagate if it wasn't for Julian. Do you understand? This is all about this, making the connection of these amazing whistleblowers who are just going beyond what they're capable of going beyond, because it's just too much and it's overwhelming, and they're being ostracized and literally kicked out of their countries. And you guys, you understand, it's just so big, it's just so huge, it's insane that these things are just okay. Two worlds are merging. We have this community of whistleblowers on all spectrums. Okay, even right now in 2017, you have YouTube people who are in the truther community being almost kicked off of YouTube, demonetized, you name it. Nobody wants whistleblowers to talk. There is no freedom of speech. That's my point to you. Because if you're not being bullied into silence through your writings, through your speaking out on a public forum, you are getting gag ordered. So it doesn't matter if you have a gag order. It doesn't matter if you're getting kicked off of your public forums. People are still finding a way. So that's what I'm saying. Ultimately, that's why having protests is necessary. If you are in any of these categories of being bullied into silence, you are the people who absolutely need to start coming together in your public spaces for rallies. Start making YouTube videos, you guys, and I understand the sensitivity about the gag order. I understand that. But guess what? People write books about the truth and they just leave out names, dates, and locations. You can do this, you guys. We can hear, okay? You do not need to name people. You don't have to. Okay? You don't have to do that. You can use these other examples that are bigger, huge names. Something that we can all see and relate to. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's a weird dichotomy that when we personally go through things like Noreen Gosh went through, look at how many years she's been waiting for people to believe her story. You know, here it was just her and her family and her child up against the giant for decades. Look how long she's waited for the community to embrace her and believe her. On this level, it's a worldwide awakening that we are all understanding now. And I think I'll spend the next couple of videos trying to help you to understand we have to start looking at the UK. We need to merge because they are the ones. They've been the pioneers. They've been the forerunners of fighting against this giant. So we need to look at what they've done, what has worked, what hasn't worked. So that's how we need to come up with a new solution. Is that the reason for why Brexit happened? So I gotta go for now. I'll be back. Thank you for your time and patience.